जगन्नाथ बलेश्वर माई की जय। जगन्नाथ बलेश्वर माई की जय। नरसिंह भगवान की जय। पंचतत्व की जय। षड गोस्वामी की जय। गुरु परंपरा की जय। श्री भोपाल की गुरुदेव की टैगोर हरि। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So we'll be discussing from Srimad Bhagavad Gita today, chapter 11, the verse number 52. So let us recite the verse. Shri Bhagavan सुदुर्दर्शम् इदं रूपम् दृष्टवानसि यन्मम देवापि यस्य रूपस्य नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः। श्रीभगवानुवाच सुदुर्दर्शम् इदं रूपम् दृष्टवानसि यन्मम देवापि यस्य रूपस्य नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः। Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of God is said, my dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear. See, actually, Krishna, no, he first appeared before his parents, Devaki and Vasudeva, in a four-handed form when he was born, right? And afterwards, he transformed himself into the two-handed form. So this mystery is very difficult to understand, especially for those who are atheists. Or, as Prabhupada says in the purport of 53rd verse, who are devoid of devotional service.
ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ
Okay.
ಹೋಗ್ಲಾ
Hare Krishna, could you please mute yourself? So,
ಸಾರಿ ಪ್ರಭು
see, in the 51st verse, the purport, Prabhupada says, especially the word is was referring to the words Manusham Rupam. He said it clearly indicates that the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be originally two-handed. And he said those who deride Krishna as if he were an ordinary person are shown here to be ignorant of his divine nature. So if Krishna is like an ordinary human being, then how is it possible for him to show the universal form and again to show the 400 Narayana form in Bhagavad Gita? So one who thinks that Krishna is an ordinary person and who misguides the reader by claiming that it is impersonal Brahman within Krishna is doing a great injustice. So in the purport of the current verse which we are discussing, 11.52, Prabhupada says, in the 48th verse of this chapter, Lord Krishna concluded his form and informed Arjuna that this form is not possible to be seen by so many pious activities or sacrifices. It's not possible. And we just recited the word, no, Sudurdarsham. This is used, which indicates that Krishna's two-handed form is still more confidential. So one may be able to see the universal form of Krishna by adding a little tinge of devotional service, like penances, Vedic study, or philosophical speculation. It may be possible, but without bhakti, even a tinge of bhakti, one cannot see the universal form. That was already, as Prabhupada says, we are already explained in the previous verses. Still, beyond that universal form, the form of Krishna with two hands, Shamasundara form, is still more difficult to see, even for demigods like Brahma and Lord Shiva. See, they desire to see the Lord, right? And we have evidence in Srimad Bhagavatam that when Krishna was supposed to be in the womb of his mother, Devaki, all the demigods from heaven came to see this marvel of Krishna. And they offered prayers, very nice prayers to the Lord. Although he was not at that time visible to them. They waited to see him. So Prabhupada says a foolish person may deride him, thinking him an ordinary person, and may offer respect not to him, not to Krishna, the original form, but to the impersonal, something within him. But Prabhupada very specifically says, but these are all nonsensical postures. Krishna in his two-handed form is actually desired to be seen by demigods like Brahma and Shiva. That's why in Bhagavad Gita 9.11, it is also confirmed. Avajananti mamudha manushim tanum ashritam. He's not visible to the foolish persons who deride him. See, Krishna's body, as confirmed by Brahma Samhita and confirmed by Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita, is completely spiritual. And it is full of bliss and eternality. Satchidananda Vigraha. Body is never like a material body. But for some who make a study of Krishna by reading Bhagavad Gita or similar Vedic scriptures, no, Krishna is a problem. So for one, Prabhupada says, for one using material process, Krishna is considered to be a great historical personality and a very learned philosopher. But he is an ordinary man. And even though he was so powerful, he had to accept a material body. This is what the people think. It's impersonal. So ultimately, they think that the absolute truth is impersonal. And they think that from his impersonal feature, he assumed a personal feature attached to material nature. This is very foolish, right? So this is, Rupa says, is a materialistic calculation of the Supreme Lord. Another calculation is speculative. See, those who are in search of knowledge, they also speculate on Krishna and consider him to be less important than the universal form of the Supreme. So some think that the universal form of Krishna, which was manifested to Arjuna, is more important than his personal form. See how foolish. So according to them, the personal form of the Supreme is something imaginary. They believe that in the ultimate issue, the absolute truth is not a person. They don't think him as a person only. They think as an ordinary person with some powerful, some supreme powers. But the transcendental process is described in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. To hear about Krishna from authorities. Very important. From this succession planning, disciplic succession. That is the actual Vedic process. And those who are actually in the Vedic line hear about Krishna from authority. And by repeated hearing about him, Krishna becomes dear, very dear. So as we have seen several times, see, Krishna is covered by his Yoga Maya potency. He is not to be seen or revealed to anyone and everyone. Just you want to see, if you want to see the sun in the night, it's not possible. You have to wait. And even it reveals itself, you can see, right? The same way, it's not to be seen or revealed to anyone and everyone. So only by one to whom he reveals himself can he be seen. So this is confirmed in the Vedic literature. So for one who's a surrendered soul, the absolute truth can actually be understood. So you have to be surrendered. That's why he says, Sarvadarvan Parityeja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Please surrender to me, do not fear. I will take care. So the transcendentalists know by continuous Krishna consciousness and by devotional service to Krishna, they can have the spiritual eyes. And the spiritual eyes can be opened and can see Krishna by revelation. So Prabhupada says such a revelation is not possible even for the demigods. Therefore, it is difficult even for the demigods to understand Krishna. And the advanced demigods are always in hope of seeing Krishna in his two-handed form, Shama Sundara form. So the conclusion Prabhupada says is that although to see the universal form of Krishna is very, very difficult and not possible for anyone and everyone, it is still more difficult to understand his personal form of Shama Sundara. So in the purport of Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 1st chapter, 19th verse, Prabhupada says this. So the Krishna conscious movement is giving this benefit to the human society. He said, it is very easy, not difficult, Krishna conscious. See, without any condition, you simply chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and remember Krishna. It is not at all difficult. Everyone can do it. And here now in the temple, you are seeing the deity of Krishna. Or at your home, if you have deities, you are seeing the deity of Krishna. So, while chanting, if you remember this deity, is it very difficult to remember Krishna? That's what Prabhupada very nicely says. We are opening these centers. One is this 10 temples and the various centers, like Bhakti Sadan and so many other areas, right? So we are opening these centers, giving this education. And from Shastras, all information we are giving. That's very important, Professor. From Shastras, original. So you take advantage of it. Don't spoil life. Labdhva sudurlabam lidam bahu sambhavante. 11:9:29 Bhagavad. He says, this human form of life is obtained after many, many millions of years. So we are so fortunate to get this human form where we can understand what is right and what is wrong. We can discriminate. See, we have to come through the evolutionary process from aquatics to plants, then trees, insects, serpents, birds, beasts, right? Like that, slowly, then to the human form. 84 like species, right? So in this way, we have come to this human form of life. And in this life, we can hear about Krishna. In this life, we can hear about Krishna. We can think about Krishna. We can see Krishna's deity. So many opportunities. And if you take this opportunity and be accustomed to think of Krishna, speak of Krishna means we are speaking of the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. So Krishna is the God, he is the Supreme. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, 1:328. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So Krishna has very kindly agreed to come to our various, for example, we come to Bangalore or Sahakar Nagar or even, right, Kodigehalli. We have the Shiva Sangan now. So Krishna has very kindly agreed to come out to each place, not only in the temple, to your doorstep. So we have to take advantage of it. Come daily, see Krishna, think of Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Take Krishna Prasadam and be happy. Our movement. So we want to see that, Krishna Prabhupada very beautifully says, he says, we want to see that everyone is happy. It is a Vedic vision. Sarva Sukhino Bhavantu. This is human life. Human life means Paropakara. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. To do something auspicious for others. And that is human life. So Arjuna wanted to see the universal form. After that, he said, no, please show me the original Shama Sundara form. So Krishna, he gave the vision for Arjuna. So he has actually given us also the vision. Just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, okay, he will reveal himself to all of us. This is the beauty of this beautiful, wonderful verse which we are discussing today. Here, thank you very much, Mataji, for giving this opportunity. Hare Krishna, Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Tagore, Hare Krishna.